Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Fountain of Youth with Andy. I'm Andy Nam, your functional nutrition and longevity coach. And today we're going to be diving into a powerful truth that most people don't even realize. And that is you are probably dehydrated, even if you're drinking water all day long. That's right. You heard that right. Because hydration, it isn't all about what you drink, it's about what your cells can actually absorb. So let's talk a little bit more. What is cellular hydration? You might be asking. Let's let's break it down. Now, most of us, we probably drink at least 8 glasses of water a day. You know, in general, as a personal trainer, as a health coach, we're always telling people you should be drinking half your body weight in water, which may seem like a lot of water for most people, right? But water that you drink doesn't automatically go into your cells. It actually might just hang around in your bloodstream, it may hang around in your tissues, but it could actually leave your cells dehydrated. Now, cellular hydration, it's really all about when the water is actually pulled inside your cell to, and once your cells get the water into it, it allows your cell to create energy, it allows it to detox, and of course it allows you to regenerate. And without that, without your cells getting hydrated, it's almost like, a lot of you guys know I'm a car guy. It's almost like you can have the fastest car in the world, but you got no gas to fill it. And without gas, that car's not going anywhere, right? So let's talk about what your cells actually need to be cellular hydrated, to hydrate your cells. So what does your body need for your cells to pull this water into the cells? Now, the first thing is it needs electrolytes. It's not about just drinking water that gets you hydrated. It's about having the proper electrolytes like sodium, potassium, magnesium. You can get these electrolytes through electrolyte solution. You can get it through the foods you eat. You can get it through, even like salts, Celtic salts, Himalayan salt, Redmond sea salt. There are many ways you can get electrolytes. And another thing that your cells need before you can pull water is it needs to be electrically charged, right? We are electrical beings. It's interesting. It's like we are positively and negatively charged, so we need to have electrical charges. But what's the most important thing, and this is going to blow your mind, the most important thing when it comes to your body hydrating your cells to basically pull water into your cells is it needs energy. And the energy is in the form of ATP. And guess what? You need this ATP to power the sodium potassium pump. Remember, you need the electrolytes in the water, you need that to be pulled in, and then you need energy to actually pull the water into the cells. Now, when it comes to why aren't everyone being hydrated, even though maybe they're drinking water, maybe they got electrolytes? First off, stress, especially chronic stress, especially right now, everyone's under some type of stress. It could be stress from too much exercise. It can be stress from the foods that we're eating. It could be stress from your workload, or it could be just stress when your kids are, what school your kid's going to go into, right? It's all this stress. It can actually drain the power, drain your ATP that hydrates us at the cell level. The next thing is caffeine and alcohol, right? I love my coffee, and there are so many benefits for coffee. That's why we drink the coffee. I don't actually drink it for the caffeine. I don't need the caffeine for the energy. I actually love the coffee for the benefits. But, in general, for people that need the caffeine or need that alcohol for that pick-me-up, that's another thing that actually drains ATP from your body, from your cells to power you up, to actually hydrate your cells. And of course, nowadays, water, they are just they don't replenish you like they should. A lot of them are just depleted of minerals, and especially bottled water. Bottled water is just most of the time rebottled tap water. At least, that's what showed, studies are showing. And what we are surrounded with now, more so than anything else, more so than any generations before, before us, is EMF radiation. We are literally engulfed in EMF radiation, and it's gone to a point that it is part of our daily lives. We can't live without it, right? Imagine living without Wi-Fi. Imagine living without your phone. Our lives revolve around it. It's not something that we can just take away, right? So we have EMF radiation that is surrounding us all the time that is causing us to lower ATP. And of course, we have inflammation. All these things that I just talked about is causing inflammation in our body, right? And inflammation, or aging is what I like to call it, is, you are just aging from all this inflammation that's causing inside your body, that's just breaking parts of your cells down slowly, bit by bit. And as you age, your membranes, your cell membranes, they actually become more rigid. They're not as fluid. So a lot of times, even when you're getting older, it becomes very, very important to figure out how to get more ATP. Now, after all, this is called Fountain of Youth of Andy. Let's connect this back to longevity, because that's why we're here, right? That's why I'm here every week to share a health tip with you, to help you guys not only live longer, to enjoy life, but to actually reverse your age, right? And your body, your amazing body, is made up of trillions of cells. And if you're not hydrated, if these cells are not hydrated, guess what? You cannot detox, you cannot repair, and definitely you're not going to regenerate, right? You're going to age faster than your biological age faster than your, like your age on your driver's license or passport says. And that's a big problem, because when your cells are dehydrated, it just shows up. It shows up in your low energy. If you have no energy all the time, it's because you're dehydrated. Your cells are dehydrated. When you have brain fog, when you just have that thought on the tip of your tongue and you can't remember what it was, or when you're having a conversation midway and you lose your train of thought, guess what? That's brain fog. That could be signs of cellular dehydration. And you have, maybe you have dry skin, or maybe you have sagging or wrinkled skin. To be honest, I'm not sure which one's worse. Another signs that you're not getting enough water absorbing into your cells. And of course, you have inflammation that we talked about, and stiffness. A lot of people, they may be having joint pains, or they just feel stiff all the time. They don't understand why their joints feel so stiff. Maybe it's because you don't got enough water in your cells for you to move those joints, right? It's so important for your cells to be actually absorbing water, right? And of course, when it comes down to recovery, regardless if it's from exercise or from, after getting sick, some people, they exercise, bounce right back, and they're off to the races doing the next thing. Or there's people that are just getting sick, or who never get sick. Why is that? Well, maybe it's because their cells have more water in them. They are actually able to take in water because their bodies have ATP to pull the water into your cells. Now, when you are hydrated and energized, you feel lit from within. I hope you get that energy from me each week. I'm so excited to share all this information from you. You are just so lit from inside. It's almost like you got this light coming out from inside of you, and you just feel it. You almost see it. And of course, if you have night vision goggles, you can actually see the light coming off our bodies. And I'm not even talking about the spiritual side, about the aura energy around us. But we're beings of light, right? And we require energy to become beings of light, and your body just starts to work properly like it's supposed to. Now, each week, as a sharing a tip. And today, of course, we're talking about, getting better water. I love to weave in some of the things that we do personally with LifeWave products to help with the topic that we're talking about. So the products that I want to talk about, first of all, is you can see here, I got our reverse osmosis water here, and you can see I actually have it. We actually, oh, what's soda stream it? We actually soda stream, so it's nice and bubbly. We like the bubbly water, right? So a lot of times people say, oh, well, reverse osmosis. Well, there's no more minerals. You're taking them out. No problem. Guess what? We got Cellular here. Cellular is LifeWave's newest product. And, I talked about that in the previous episode. It is so amazing. We're going to dive into this a little later on, maybe in a future episode. But the good thing about this is it has electrolytes. So all I do is I get in here, mine is only an 8-ounce cup here. So we get a scoop in. I'm almost at the bottom of this. We drink this every day. And I tell you, this thing just charges you up. You get a scoop here, throw it in, and then just stir. Woo! Look at this sucker. Look at it, just fizzing right up. And this is just so amazing. Wow, it tastes amazing. It gives you the electrolytes you need. So, one, get your electrolytes. Now, the other products that we love is the LifeWave X39, right? This product is so amazing. This is what introduced me to LifeWave 2 years ago, and things has been so different these last 2 years. First of all, LifeWave X39, what it does is it raises a natural peptide in your body. And the natural peptide that it raises is the GHK-Cu, the GHK copper peptide. And if you know anything about this GHK copper peptide, when it gets elevated in your body, amazing things starts happening inside your body. First off, you start improving tissue repair. You start improving collagen. It increases collagen. It increases elastin, and it starts activating dormant stem cells, and activates actually new stem cell growth. So once again, we're not saying that the X39 creates stem cells. It elevates GHK-Cu, a copper peptide, which when it gets elevated, it starts activating dormant and creates new stem cells, right? So amazing things of this X39. This is something I wear every day. You can see it right here. Right front and center, something I never forget to put on every morning. I have it right in front. You wear it for 12 hours during the day. You take it off at night. I wear it here for the support here for my kidneys. But more so, I wear it here so I remember when I'm brushing my teeth at night before I go to sleep to take it off, because you wear it 12 hours on and then you take it off for 12 hours when you go to sleep. Pull it, throw it away, and then you pop a new one. So each sleeve has 30 X39 patches. I have to be careful what I say. I was going to say stem cell activating patches. They are GHK copper activating patches. Let's put it that way, okay? But amazing. You all have to learn more about this if you're not already on it. But today, we're talking about ATP, right? So what better thing to talk about but the energy patches? These are the OG of LifeWave. These are the product that started everything from the Navy SEALs. Do you get that? From the Navy SEALs. This is insane. This product was designed originally for Navy SEALs. If you want to learn more about it, reach out to me and I'll tell you the whole story. But, the creator, David Schmidt, such an amazing inventor and CEO, and, the brainchild of all these LifeWave products. And these things are amazing. We are just activating our body's innate ability to take care of itself, to start doing repair internally, just basically. And these energy patches, guess what? They support your mitochondria, which are the powerhouses that create ATP for your cells. So these patches, these energy patches, will actually create more ATP. And guess what? When you have more ATP, you get more water that gets pulled into your cells, where it belongs. So this is a great way to get your cells hydrated. So it's not just about drinking water, it's about creating ATP. And a bonus of these energy patches, not only do they create ATP, but they will actually burn fat for fuel. So if you are looking, if you're working out, you want energy, and you want the alternative source, not burning sugar fuel, but burning fat, well, these babies will get you going where you need to go. So together, these patches will hydrate you literally from the inside out and get you, faster repair, better energy, just amazing product. So here's what I challenge you all to do this week. First of all, I think you should all add some minerals to your water or sea salt, or even better, reach out to me and get some cellular dyes. This is a great way to get some electrolytes into your water. And then, excuse me, second is apply X39 and maybe even the energy patches each day to elevate your ATP so you can actually absorb all this goodness that you're drinking. So amazing, tastes so good. This cellular dyes, you guys have to check it out. And then in the morning, I'm challenging you all, as soon as the sun comes out, get out and go for a walk. Water your lawn, water your plants, water your trees. That's what I do every morning. Get your lymph moving. It's so important to have movement first thing in the morning. And of course, ditch the dehydrators, ditch your coffee, ditch your alcohol, and ditch your sugar. And final thing that I ask you to do is try to eat some more water-rich foods like cucumber, or personal favorite, watermelon. Especially watermelon is amazing right now. Melons are in season, and oh my gosh, they are so juicy. They stop you from bloating. They actually can help you lose fat. Amazing watermelon, and celery, and even berries. Make sure all these things are organic. All right, remember, that's a topic for another day, but make sure it's organic. There's these crazy coatings you can get on these things. That's called appeal, but once again, another topic. I'll talk about that some other day. But yeah, hydrate yourself naturally with the fruits and vegetables that can hydrate you. Really, really good. When it comes down to it, remember, hydration, it isn't just about drinking water. It's about absorbing the water and activating the ATP so it can get absorbed to your cells. So let me leave you with this week. You're not tired, you're not inflamed or aging because of a lack of water. You're that way because your cells can't actually use the water that you're drinking. Let's change that starting today. Thank you again for joining me for this week's Fountain of Youth with Andy. Let's recharge your hydration. Let's charge up your cells, and let's reclaim your youthful energy from the inside out. And I will see you next week. And don't forget to patch up and power on. I'll see you next week.